Sister Wives Cristin Brown unveils special memorial for Garrison. Sister Wives star Garrison Brown may have passed away in March 2024, but he certainly will never be forgotten. After his death, his siblings adopted his pet cats. Many of them went on to get tattoos in his memory. However, Cristin Brown and her side of the family opted for a different approach. In a new interview, Cristin and David Woolley invited fans into their home to give a tour of their new place. And naturally, they had to give an update on the memorial. Read on to get the scoop. Cristin Brown Woolley shows off her memorial tree. As 2024 continued, the Brown family realized they would experience many painful firsts after losing Garrison. Last week, they celebrated their first Thanksgiving without him. Although it was surely a difficult experience, Janelle shared that her other children visited and they had a lovely time together. But Janelle and her children aren't the only ones honoring Garrison's memory. Cristin Brown helped raise him and wanted her own way to remember him. Shortly after his passing, Cristin posted that she and her children planted a tree in her yard. In a new interview with Entertainment Tonight, she gave the outlet a tour of her home and showed the tree's progress. Sedona Midnight is the memorial tree planted in honor of Janelle and Cody's son Garrison, who tragically passed away earlier this year from a suicide. A voiceover reveals in the video, "She is the tree that is for Garrison." Garrison just posted a really cool picture of Sedona. He was a great photographer, and he posted a picture of being in Sedona, and he's like, "This is Sedona Midnight." And then in parenthesis it's like, "It would be my stripper name if I was a stripper." Cristin explained in the interview, referencing one of Garrison's Instagram posts. David chimed in that he thought Sedona Midnight made a great stripper name and his wife agreed. Sedona Midnight was a tribute to Garrison on his birthday. Garrison Brown passed away a month before his birthday, making the occasion incredibly somber for the family. Cristin and her children chose to turn their grief into action, deciding to plant the tree. So for his birthday, the way that we kind of memorialized Garrison was we planted Sedona Midnight. So there she is, Cristina continued. She's a Louisa crabapple, and when she gets really, really big, she'll get really, really, really big and tall, and then you'll just be apple to sit under her and be enveloped in her love. Cristin Brown's yard was unusually quiet that crisp fall morning. The scent of pine mingled with the aroma of freshly fallen leaves, and a soft wind tugged at the strands of her honey-blonde hair. Her fiancé, David Woolley, stood a few feet away, watching her with tender eyes as she smoothed her hands over a newly unveiled plaque. It bore Garrison's name in bold, engraved letters. For years, the relationship between Cristin and her son Garrison had been rocky, fraught with misunderstandings and emotional distance. His departure from the family's orbit had been a blow she carried quietly, a heartbreak she masked with her usual sunny disposition, but Cristin had always believed in honoring emotions, even the painful ones. Now she had found a way to channel her feelings, a memorial garden dedicated to Garrison. The space wasn't one of mourning but of reflection and reconciliation. A cobblestone path wound through the small garden, bordered by marigolds, Garrison's favorite flower. Cristin remembered planting marigolds in their old yard in Las Vegas, and Garrison, as a child, had insisted they were the bravest flowers because they stood tall no matter the weather. David stepped closer, his voice low and gentle. "It's beautiful, Cristin. Every detail feels like it's meant to heal." Cristin turned, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "It's not just for me, it's for all of us, his siblings, his dad, and maybe even him if he ever decides to come back into our lives." Her voice cracked on the last words, and David wrapped an arm around her shoulders. In truth, Cristin had spent weeks agonizing over the garden. She wanted it to represent more than just her grief. Each feature of the space carried meaning: the marigolds for resilience, a bubbling fountain for renewal, and a small, sturdy bench painted in shades of blue and green, symbolizing hope and growth. It hadn't been easy to create this space. Some of the other Browns had their own opinions about her gesture. "Isn't this just dragging things out?" Cody's voice echoed in her memory, dismissive as ever. Garrison made his choices. He's an adult, Cristin. You can't keep living in the past. But Cristin refused to let Cody's cynicism dictate her actions. If she had learned anything over the past few years, it was that healing wasn't linear, and it wasn't always logical to those on the outside looking in. "I'm not living in the past," she had replied with quiet strength. I'm honoring the love I still have for my son, even if it's complicated. Isn't that what family is about? Cody had grumbled something unintelligible, his trademark pout firmly in place, before walking away. But Cristin didn't need his approval. She had learned to trust herself, a lesson hard won through years of putting others' needs before her own. Her daughters had been more supportive. Isabel and Truly had helped her plant the marigolds, their laughter filling the air as they teased each other about who had the greener thumb. Even Mykelti, despite being busy with her own growing family, had stopped by to lend her artistic touch, painting intricate patterns along the edges of the plaque. The day of the unveiling was private, just Cristin, David, and the spirits of the memories they cherished. Cristin ran her fingers over the words etched into the plaque. For Garrison, a brave soul who taught us the strength to stand tall, even in the face of storms. Her breath hitched as a memory surfaced. Garrison as a little boy, running through the sprinklers with his siblings, his laughter echoing like music. Those moments felt like a lifetime ago. David broke the silence, his voice steady. Have you thought about what you'll say if he sees this one day? Cristin smiled faintly, brushing a tear from her cheek. I'll tell him it's not about the past or even the present. It's about the future. I'll tell him I'm proud of him, no matter where he is or what he's doing. And I'll tell him I hope he finds his way back, not just to me, but to himself. David nodded, his admiration for her evident. He's lucky to have you, Cristin. You never give up on the people you love. They stood in silence for a while, the only sound the gentle trickle of the fountain. Cristin felt a sense of peace settle over her, a feeling she hadn't known in years. The garden wasn't just a tribute to Garrison, it was a testament to her own journey. It was proof that even in the face of heartbreak, she could create something beautiful. The next morning, Cristin woke to an unexpected text. Her heart raced as she saw Garrison's name on the screen. Mom, it read simply. I saw the pictures Mykelti posted. Can I come see it? Her hands trembled as she typed her response. Of course, Garrison, you're always welcome. When she set the phone down, her heart felt lighter than it had in years. She didn't know what the visit would bring, if it would lead to reconciliation or just another step in their complicated dance. But for now, she allowed herself to hope. Hope, she thought, as she looked out at the garden through her window, was what the space had been missing all along.